Good morning. Thank you again for joining me this morning. Yesterday we talked about some of the things we can do at home so you don't have to look around for a lot of expensive things to make sure you and your students are engaged during this time away from school. Now today, this is a math lesson that incorporates or integrates reading. So I have several books here, but I just chose one book called Candy Counting. And it's going to be an activity that will allow us to work with preschool students and up to your upper elementary students. We're going to also include some writing components because we'll be able to add some writing. If you didn't get a chance to look at the pictures I posted earlier, your older elementary students will just need a sheet of paper and pencil. And as we go through, we're going to be recording some of the things that are in the book as we go through. It's called Candy Counting, so we're going to be talking about different types of candy. And some of our younger students, our preschool students, will be doing a lot of counting activities, whereas our older elementary students and above will be actually recording the number sentences. Okay, so again, we'll be using the book Candy Counting, which is by Lisa McCourt, and the pictures are by Brad Tuckman. You visit the eye doctor on Monday, the ear doctor on Tuesday, and the belly button doctor on Wednesday. Each doctor gives you one lollipop. How many doctor's office lollipops will you eat this week? And so with our picture, we'll see, and for our young ones, count along with me. 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 lollipops. But again, for our older students, this will give us a chance to practice writing using repeated addition. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is the same as 3. And this is what we'll do each time. It's Mother's Day. You make your mom a beautiful necklace of gummy rings. You wanted to have all her favorite colors, so you use 2 green gummy rings, 2 yellow gummy rings, and 2 red gummy rings. How many gummy rings do you use? For our younger ones' parents, they still may need to count. So let's count one by one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But for our older, this would be a chance for us to skip count by 2s using that repeated addition we talked about. 2, 4, 6. And for our upper elementary, we're talking about our gummy rings now. And using the information that was in the problem presented to us, we'll write our number sentence. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is the same as 6. Now, the beauty of this, ladies and gentlemen, is if I'm going too fast, you have the pleasure of being able to stop it at any time once the playback is available to you. Okay? You want to play with your dog, Ruffy, but he's asleep under the kitchen table. You shoot one of your gumballs near him. He keeps snoozing. You shoot 8 more gumballs. Ruffy leaps to his paws. He gobbles up all the gumballs you fired at him. How many gumballs does Ruffy eat? Now, boys and girls, if you're listening to this right now, please, please, please do not shoot gumballs at your dog or your brothers and sisters either. So we had 1 gumball that we shot, then 8 more. Some of you have already answered this question already. But for those of you who haven't, count along with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or some of you who are ready to skip count by 3s, 3, 6, 9. Again, we have our number sentence. We had 1 that we shot at our poor dog Ruffy, and then we did 8 more. So our number sentence this time, 1 plus 8 is the same as 9. Your grandpa always smells like the butterscotch candies he carries in his pockets. He comes to visit for 7 days. Every day he gives you one butterscotch candy. If you save them all up until he leaves, how many butterscotch candies do you have? How many do you have? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so what would our repeated addition sentence be? That's right, because it was 7 days, we'll have 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is the same as 7. Sorry, I lost track of all my ones. Let me go back and count. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is the same as 7. Now, this one is a tough one, okay? So pay attention to this one. You have 4 pieces of taffy. Your best friend also has 4 pieces. But if 2 of hers are green, Your best friend hates all green foods. She gives her green pieces to you. How many pieces of taffy do you have now? How many does she have? Okay, so think about it again. You have 4 pieces of taffy. Okay, let's count out 4 pieces of taffy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your best friend has 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 of hers are green. 1, 2. She gives her green pieces to you. So we're going to take these green pieces and put them over to your pile. So how many pieces of taffy do you have now? We take our 4 and add those 2. So now we have 4 plus 2, which is the same as 6. That's right. And then if she gives away 2 out of her 4, so she had these 4, but she doesn't have these anymore. So how many does she have? 2. So 4 minus 2 is the same as 2. So for this one, you're going to have 2 different sentences. You're going to have one for you and one for her. So yours is 4 plus 2 is the same as 6. And then the one for her is 4 minus 2 is the same as 2. Your little brother piles 10 caramels into his toy dump truck. He leaves the truck in the hot summer sun while he watches an ant carry a really big leaf across the driveway. Then he remembers his truck. When he tries to dump the melty caramels, 6 gooey globs are stuck. How many caramels got dumped? So he had 10, but how many of them were stuck together? 6. So how many of those got dumped when he tried to dump them? So let's look at it all together. If all of these were our 10, I don't know if y'all can see those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 6 of them got stuck. So all these got stuck. So boom, they're stuck. So how many does he have left now? That's right. And for your number sentence, we would write and we would record 10 minus 6 is the same as 4. Whack. You hit the piñata at your birthday party. It breaks and 30 peppermints fly out. While you are still blindfolded, the kids at your party grab up 30 peppermints. How many are left for you? So how many peppermints do we have? 30. And how many did they grab? 30. I bet you one of you said all of them. Yeah. So if they grabbed up 30 and you only had 30, how many are left for you? Yeah. So our number sentence this time is 30 minus 30 is the same as 0. And again, for your students who are working on counting on different ways, let them take time to count however they need to. They can use 1 by 1, or they can use skip counting by 2s, by 4s, whatever. Make sure they're getting a chance to practice that one-to-one relationship. Okay. You have 18 jawbreakers. It's bowling day in the pretend world of your dolls. Barb B needs 1 bright blue ball to go with her bowling shoes. Her friend Kent needs 1 red one. Red is his lucky color. How many jawbreakers are left to suck on? So you have 18. Barb B needs 1 red one. And Barb B needs 1 blue one, and Kent needs 1 red one. Boom, boom. So how many are left for you to suck on? So if you recorded 18 minus the 1 for Barb B, then minus the 1 for Kent, that will leave you with 16. Or, and parents, you have plenty of flexibility with this. If you have some of your children who've already combined those two and decided to write 18 minus 2 is the same as 16, that's fine. Either way, as long as they're writing the expression down, whether they combine those in between the sentence or not, that is fine. It's Valentine's Day. You want to give candy hearts to 28 friends. You need another 1 for your teacher. And of course, you need 1 for your best Valentine, your mom. In all, how many Valentine candy hearts do you need? So you had 28 friends. If you are familiar with using your number line, if we add 1 more to 28, how many do we have? And if we add 1 more from that one, or 28 plus 2, that would be the same as, that's right, 30. Okay. Now, for the rest of the book, we only have a few more candies to go through. I'm not going to show you the number sentence. I want you to use your creativity to write down the number sentence. At the end, I'll tell you what we're going to do with all the information that we've collected. So next up are marshmallows. At the scouting cookout, you're the first in line to toast marshmallows. You have a long stick, so you ask for 9. But trying to spear all those marshmallows is hard. Suddenly, you feel a big sneeze coming. Splat, splat, splat. You drop 3 marshmallows into the mud. How many marshmallows do you have left to roast? And these extended pauses are if you need to pause later for your students to have more time to look back at the sentences to figure out their that's going to be perfectly fine. The only good thing about visiting your Aunt Beatrice is her dish of red hots. You politely take only 6 and put them in your pocket. But when she's not looking, you stuff in 20 more. How many red hots are in your pocket? On the way home, 10 red hots fall out the hole of your pocket. How many do you have now? And again, you take your time, you write your number sentence how you need to solve the problem. Your grandma makes the best fudge in the world. She cuts it into 20 pieces. You invite your 3 best friends over to share it. But your big sister brings home her 8 best friends to share it too. If every friend gets 1 piece, how many pieces are left for you and your sister? It's Halloween, and you have 24 candy corns. Your dad swipes 2 candy corns and sticks them on his teeth like a vampire. He jumps out of the bushes and scares a trick-or-treater who crashes into you. That trick-or-treater makes you spill 10 candy corns. How many do you have left? It's the 100th day of school. To celebrate, each student in your grade brings 1 piece of candy to school. Miss Petunia has 33 students in her class. Mr. Rumpus has 32 students. Miss Dinkle has 35 students. How many pieces of candy does your entire grade have? The end. Well, not really. That's the end of the book. However, that's not the end of our work. So, we left off with our candy hearts, but we still had to figure out how many were left with our marshmallows, our red hots, our fudge, our candy corn, and our 100th day candy. So, boys and girls, your challenge is to figure out how many are left from each of those candies. Now, if we had any older students who are watching or will be watching this later, your challenge is not only to figure out those, but to also figure out of all the answers that you have, all the candy that's left, how many is left altogether in the whole book. Okay? This has been a way that you can differentiate between your younger children that you have at home plus your older. A lot of times you may be pressed to figure out things that everybody can do for multiple levels. We have the same challenges in the classroom, but just vary it based off of your needs. You can have your younger ones doing counting activities while your older ones are actually working out the problems and using paper and pencil to record them. Um, it's not going to be a lot that you have to do outside of your home as far as gathering materials. Just use what you have. If I can be of service to you, please let me know. I am Dr. Foster. My email address is teacherfoster@gmail.com. And I am always about planting the seeds and fostering the future. Thank you for joining me today or looking at me later. Please feel free to share this video. And again, please send me an email or inbox me any of your questions. Thank you. Have a great day. Stay safe, everybody.